My name is Bob Carling. I have been a resident of Livermore for 43 years. I came here to work at Sandia National Lab, have a PhD in chemistry, and that was my first job after graduate school. I worked for Sandia for 38 years. When I retired in 2014, I was one of the directors at Sandia, so I had a very successful, very productive career. And then since then, my wife and I have continued to live in Livermore. And then in 2016, I decided to run for city council. So currently, I am on city council, and this year, 2019, I'm serving as vice mayor.
How did you first hear about the plan for this Bankhead Hotel?
Well, I first heard about a downtown hotel many, many years ago, and I've always thought that that was a wonderful idea and would be a wonderful addition to the downtown Livermore. I mean, to be honest, Pleasanton has a small downtown hotel, and I think it's very attractive, and it invites people in to their downtown area in a slightly different way than hotels out by the freeway. And so I thought a downtown hotel for Livermore would be a great addition to our bustling and very active downtown. So that's how I first learned about it. And of course, I got involved early on, prior to my election in 2016, around what to do with the whole downtown area, which included a lot of residential that Lennar and one of the other developers were promoting. And so that's sort of how I got involved, was way back then, thinking about what we could do for the downtown. And so that's how I got introduced to the idea of a hotel downtown.
What are your thoughts on what the hotel will do for our beautiful downtown Livermore?
Well, I think the most encouraging part to me is it isn't just because I think it's a good idea. We have the ranchers, we have the scientists, we have the wine growers, we have the Livermore Downtown Incorporated, the businesses, restaurants, retail, and bars. We have a lot of supporters that think that the downtown hotel will really continue to revitalize and keep the downtown area an exciting and enjoyable place for families to visit. And frankly, to bring in other people to visit. I mean, I can imagine people coming in and spending the weekend at a downtown hotel, enjoying the wineries, going to Livermore Shakespeare out at Wenty's, or I guess they're going to move to Darcy Kent now. But I think that all of that will play into what we're trying to do for Livermore as a whole, and to make it a great place to live and bring up a family and just improve the quality of life overall.
What do you feel the consequences will be if this hotel plan does not work out?
Well, I think we're going to be stuck. I mean, we've been stuck for 15 years or thereabouts since the old Lucky's complex was torn down, dealing with the dirt parking lot and just a poor representation of the sort of the north part of the downtown area, just north of the business of the First Street. And I think nothing will happen. I think we'll just come to a complete standstill, and we'll continue to argue about this for many, many years.
How will this affect the downtown businesses? What would the consequences be to the downtown businesses?
Well, I think it'll take retail away from them. I mean, as we all know, restaurants is a tough business. I mean, we've seen restaurants come and go downtown, and it's really tough. And I think it'd be terrific to have a downtown hotel where people could be within easy walking distance of the bars and restaurants and other retail that we offer downtown. And I think it would be a great boon to their businesses. And I know that there are other restaurants that are considering opening, other breweries and brew pubs and so on. And I think we need the kind of people that we would like to bring downtown to enjoy those amenities that we would have for the retail on First Street and Second Street and even out to Third Street. I mean, I've talked to some of the owners, and yeah, they've put a lot of time, energy, and money into these with the expectation that we're going to build a first-class hotel. And to pull this rug out from under them would just be shameful, I think. Right. I mean, when we as city council get together every couple of years to set priorities and goals and that kind of thing, the downtown has been sort of front and center over the last several times that we've done that. It would be nice, frankly, to finish it and move on to other important things like asset management. I mean, right now, the resources are being drawn away from roads and sidewalks at the expense of trying to deal with the pushback for what we're trying to accomplish with the downtown development. And I think that's an important point to bring out to people, is that we, within the city, have to make choices of how we spend the money that we collect from the taxpayers. If you consider the amount of time that staff has spent just on dealing with some of the pushback, and not the work that we've asked the staff to do, but the pushback and dealing with the pushback from what council has decided to do, it's got to be way more than the $500,000 that we spent on doing the outreach. Has to be in the millions, and that money and that time that staff spends could be spent elsewhere. My name is Bob Carling, and I serve on Livermore City Council. I urge you to vote yes on the downtown hotel located next to the Bankhead in March.